Okay, so this video is going to be short, direct, to the point. We're just going to get it over with. Boom, boom, boom. That's a lesson in itself. But the main lesson that we're going to be talking about today is emotions, and we're going to be talking about them because people don't talk about them. And even if they do talk about them, sometimes it's not always in like the most effective way possible. So one thing that I always have now come to find that I tell myself is that lying is no good. If you just tell the full truth all the time, you really don't have anything to cover up. So when you're talking to people, as difficult as it may be, I want you to give them the raw truth. I don't want you to sugarcoat it. I don't want you to cover it up. I don't want you to be rude, but I don't want you to hold back things that you're later going to regret you wish you said. Sometimes things are uncomfortable. Sometimes things are not easy, but I've said this a million times, if they were easy, anyone would do them. So we're going to work on being better people. So in order to be a better person with yourself, become one with yourself, and have positive relationships with those around you, you have to be able to confront the difficult things. And a lot of those are asking people, actually, how do you feel today and why do you feel that way? A lot of the times I think we sweep things under the rug, and then the rug's like really, really like bulging, and you're like, oh, and then it's really, really bad. Whereas if you just deal with things instead of sweeping them, things won't seem as bad in the long run. I know that my weeks feel much better when I don't push things off, when I do the things and say the things I need to say when they come up and when they're needed and necessary, instead of me just being like, I'll deal with that like later. Sometimes you want to talk to someone in person, so I get that. Maybe text them, ask them if you can meet them. Don't text them though and say we need to talk. No one likes that. Like, no one. Instead, just like ask if you could see them, and then when you talk about things, be, like I said, be vulnerable, be open, okay? You being vulnerable in front of someone else is going to increase your relationship, and then what you're talking about is also going to increase your relationship. And I'm emphasizing this so much because I'm in college now, so I say kids, I feel like I'm still a kid. Kids, adults, all the time just like not acknowledging things they should, and it's very unhealthy. And it takes about 60 times, I think, to do something for it to become a habit. So we're going to start making this a habit. We're going to start, or I'm going to continue, but you're going to start, if you haven't been doing it, being open and honest and vulnerable with people that you trust in a reasonable manner. People freaking care about you and they want you to do well and they want to hear about you, so let them, please. Okay, so let's think of that goal throughout this week and work with it. Thanks for tuning in.